Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's a Netflix trilogy, Transformers War for Cybertron. We just had the last episode or last part of the trilogy drop last week. So before we get started, actually, let me take care of some business first and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast for your library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I put it there every week. I change it out every week, I should say. Also, I have all the links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and I have all the links to my pages. So this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, so this is the spoiler-free portion of the of this series. I mean, of this segment, I guess you could say. And this is where I don't spoil what Transformers War for Cybertron is. So it's an animated series. It is based on pretty much everything Transformers. So if you are not a Transformers fan, or if you've not watched pretty much the last 30 years worth, almost 40 years worth of Transformers stuff, you might be a little bit, either bored by it, confused by it, wondering what the hell is going on, because it brings everything to the table in this. And yeah, so all the different timelines, are there. Everything is in this. So as a casual fan of me, even I was kind of lost in some of the things here and there, and I had to look some things up because I didn't even see everything that had come out Transformers wise. I saw a good majority of it, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen everything. So for me, actually, I enjoyed it. It was big robots fighting, but there was also a storyline behind it too, and the story is actually pretty good. It's decent. It carries through. I liked. So Siege is the first section, Earthrise is the second section, and then of course you've got Kingdom, which is the third section. Kingdom, Siege and Earthrise though were actually a pretty good 1-2 punch. I like both of those. But Kingdom, the ending actually was good, but yeah, it was the build up to it, I think, is what took too long for me. But if you're looking for something that is entertaining, and like I said, if you're a fan of the Transformers series, you're going to get everything that you want out of this. Well, some people are probably going to be disappointed in some things here and there. They have tweaked a few things here and there, but for the most part, it's actually pretty good, and I liked it. It wasn't bad. And I know some people are all put off by some of the animation on this because the animation is um, a little bit stilted, and I think they did this in kind of an homage to the original 3D Beast Wars. That's what that's what it looks like to me, and so that's kind of what I got a feeling that's how they patterned this, which I was okay with. It was kind of a nostalgic thing, even though I'm picky about my animation, but still I liked it. I would say yes, it's worth your time. It's definitely it's fun. It's got it's got some throwbacks here and there that were I wasn't expecting. And it's got some good I guess you could say nail biting moments even too. So, and also it's just got a lot of robots punching the shit out of each other, shooting at each other and screaming at each other, which was actually pretty good too. So, yeah, there you go. Now, on to spoiler alert. I am going to spoil the rest of this trilogy. If you have not seen it, go and watch it. You can come on back. This will be a video, and you can comment down below in the comment section. Okay. We understand each other now? Yes, we do. All right. Okay. All righty. Um, so one of the things that hey Marks. So one of the things that was changed a little bit was so they bring in Nemesis Prime in the very end. And Nemesis Prime, depending on what you look at, how he was created, he was either pieced together by some other scientist that wanted to create a bigger, badder Megatron, but do it in prime image, or a piece of Optimus Prime was devoured by Unicron and built into Optimus Prime, or Nemesis Prime, excuse me. But in this one, it's a future version of Optimus Prime where he becomes evil because Unicron turns him into Nemesis Prime. So yeah. Mark says, dude, I just inherited 200 plus Transformers. I'm sending you. God. Oh, wow. That's a lot of freaking Transformers. And yeah, Jazz wasn't in this one. I'm disappointed that, but then again, Jazz died in the movie, a while back, and they're kind of honoring Scatman Crothers, I think, in that, or they're not bringing in Jazz. I think that was one of the things they had said that when Scatman Crothers died, Jazz died, is what they were thinking. And so they were never going to resurrect the character again, which I'm perfectly happy with. But yeah, I'm okay with this. A lot of people are pissed off that the original voice actors are not in this one because they were non-union. So they were actually hired on as non-union voice extras, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I I was okay with it. I was definitely okay with it. But I mean, come on, you get RC in there, you get Alita 1 in there. Um, I mean, there Chromia, you get a whole bunch of different characters thrown in this thing, and having all the lores put together and all the timelines put together. I mean, come on, you had the Beast Wars coming in as part of a future timeline, and because you know the Autobots and the Decepticons had traveled through the dead universe and time traveled, and had to save Cybertron. And I mean, it was a good developed story. It really was, where you have Optimus Prime had ripped out essentially the heart of Cybertron, threw it through the space bridge, and then had to go after it because Cybertron was dying. And as a result of his actions, he pretty much killed the planet. He was actually worse than Megatron. And then Megatron later on has to realize that he has to work with Prime in order to save Cybertron, which is what he was trying to do in the first place, save Cybertron. But he was going to destroy Cybertron by using the Allspark and transforming the planet in his own image, which wasn't going to work. And then, of course, their future versions, Galvatron and Nemesis Prime, wanted to use the Allspark to defeat Unicron so that Unicron would not take over Cybertron and remake it in his own image. So you had all these different things vying for one another, including multiple timelines. And I liked where it left off too. It left off so basically it took all the series that have come before it, even the movies, the 1980s movies, or 1980 movie, I should say, and encapsulated it all into one series, dealt with it, if you will, and then left it at a point where they can start a new series all over again. And that was actually one of the things I kind of liked about this was that yes, it took them a year to wrap up all of this stuff, which I'm kind of surprised they were able to do this in, a year. And they basically took everything that was Transformers, basically collapsed it into 3 seasons, if you will, and then ended it so that they can actually say, hey, this is the end point, and now we're going to have a new beginning off of this. And I was actually impressed by that, I have to admit. Exactly, Marks. Everybody in our age group that saw Transformers the movies, when Optimus Prime died, yeah, everyone cried. You know, you had a fucking robot that died, died, if you will, and you know, I mean, come on, if you take a look also at this last one, Kingdom, when he finds Alita 1 just dead in the snow, and Optimus Prime finds her, and he just kind of goes off about how he blames himself on this, and you're like, holy shit, this is supposed to be for kids, right? Is this supposed to be for kids? Is it? Because honestly, it had some pretty good ramifications, adult ramifications, if you will, in this movie. So yeah, I liked it. It's definitely worth your time. It's got complex storytelling to it. uh Mark says, nah, it's first. It is definitely for the fans of Transformers. I'll give you that. But the way it ends, it will start off with a new beginning. If Netflix picks it up, I don't know if they will. They probably will. So exactly, Apple Crow, kids in quotation marks. So I actually liked it a lot. They did a great job on this. Yes, the animation's janky. It's supposed to be, like I said, I want to believe it was an homage to Beast Wars the way they did it. And I mean, having Beast Wars come in there too, and that timeline, that was kind of cool. I did like that. But yeah, and then of course we have Unicron coming. Unicron just hanging out there, and unfortunately, we can't have Leonard Nimoy do the voice for Unicron again because he's dead. That was one of the cool things, is having Leonard Nimoy do Unicron's voice. That was actually pretty fucking cool, I have to admit. So good stuff. Yeah. It wasn't boring. I never fell asleep during any of it. The thing was, though, because it started last year, I'd forgotten if I'd watched the first two, if I'd watched Seas and Earthrise, and I just forgot about it. And that's the thing that pisses me off about Netflix. Again, you drop everything all at once, and then, especially in a series like this, and then you spread it out over a year, and I can't remember if I watched the thing or not. Yeah. Unicron versus Galactus. Galactus eats worlds, baby. Unicron's dead meat. Yeah. Galactus would just say, free hugs, and then he'd eat Unicron. Nom 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 nom. Is that what it is? Yeah. Good stuff. So, what else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow and Thursday I'm off. Friday will be another episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch. In fact, the penultimate episode, and it can't come too soon. Saturday will be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. Sunday will be spoiler alert, where we get to talk about pretty much anything you want that's come out. On Monday, I'll be off, and then Tuesday, we roll back around again to Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be Suicide Squad, James Gunn's version of Suicide Squad, which comes out on the 5th, by the way. Not the 6th, but the 5th. So it's actually coming out on Thursday. Yeah. Thursday night, as a matter of fact. I believe 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what I think I heard. Yeah. So there you go. Wasn't Orson Welles Unicron? I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't remember offhand. Who voiced Unicron? Yes, you're right. Orson Welles was the person who voiced Unicron in Transformers the movie. I got mistaken, actually. Leonard Nimoy voiced not Unicron, but the old one in the Transformers movie. Shit, one of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. That's where I screwed up on that one. But John Noble, even Transformers Prime. He voiced it then as well. But yes, you're correct. Orson Welles did voice Unicron. Yes, I think he was Galvatron. You're right, Apple Crow. He was Galvatron. That's where I got confused. I knew it was somebody famous who voiced him. I biffed it on that one. Sorry. Like I said, casual Transformers fan. I don't know the end all be all of all of that. I think it was Galvatron that he voiced. Yeah. And it's so funny bringing about the whole, Galvatron is actually Megatron transformed by Unicron. That whole roundabout thing, it was kind of nice. I liked how they did that. And Starscream, having him kind of working together with the Autobots are having to because of all the visions that he's having from the golden disc. And yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, it's been a long day. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and my pages as well. All right. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again on Friday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, Unicron might find that ass and change it to something evil, because that's what he does. But not until after he eats you first, which, yeah, never mind. There's plenty of jokes to be had there. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Friday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots. Like I've been saying all this time, stay safe out there. Okay, everyone? I will see you again on Friday. Have a good rest of your night. Good night.